Have you seen a dart on a sleeve before, like on your basic sleeve? Okay, if you haven't, we're going to be seeing how to do that in today's video. Welcome to day 15 of our 30 days pattern making challenge, where we are talking about pattern drafting, how to draft your patterns from the beginning. We started from the very beginning, which was tape reading. If you haven't seen the rest of the videos, go back to the history of this particular page that you will see all the videos. This is Margaret Ofasea. I am your tutor as usual. So in today's video, we're going to see how to draft a sleeve pattern using the Helen Armstrong method. In her method, it's quite similar to what we know before, but there are some alterations, there are some differences in which we are going to be applying that. And the sleeve curve is a little bit different from what we know before. Now, let's dive into the video. Now, for the sleeve, I'm going to be using this pattern paper. From the textbook, we literally do not need any measurement for the sleeve, except for your sleeve length. So I measured and my sleeve length is 22. So I'm going to be making use of this paper in this direction. So there's a particular chart there in the text, this, okay? So once you get your sleeve length from this chart, which is this, you'll be able to determine what your cap height and your bicep will be. Crazy, right? So yeah, let's kick off. So I'm gonna need to draw my margin here. The next thing I'm going to do is this. I try to decode the whole thing, so I'm not going to be using her step-by-step method in this pattern, but it is still her method, okay? You know the way we've been doing it now, the simplest way ever. That's what we're trying to decode, right? So what I'm going to do is to divide this paper into two, and I'll crease. So divide into two like this, and crease. So this crease now is my midpoint. I'm going to open it up, okay? So let's draw a line. So next I'm going to find my sleeve length, which is 22 here. This is where the length is. Then we're creating a mark. So you draw a line. So once you find this, the next thing is to find your cap height. Now, according to the chart, which you're seeing on the screen, my cap height is falling around 5¾ So you measure from the top here and you find 5¾ for me. So which is here. So this is the cap height. I'm also going to make a line. Okay. So this is the cap height. From here to here is the cap height. Meanwhile, this line now is the bicep line. So it's the cap height that determines your bicep line. But we've not put in the bicep measurements. According to the chart also, bicep measurement of a sleeve length of 22 is 13. That's weird because sincerely my round sleeve is 13. Okay, so you're going to take that measurement, which is 13, divide it into 2. So 13 divided by 2 is 6½ You place that 6½ in the middle, you mark to this point, you also mark to this point to find the 13. So at this point now we've found the bicep measurement. So for bicep, I think you can use your round sleeve measurement. That's the fullest part of your arm area. Okay, just measure around it to get your bicep. But I'm working with her chart so that I can see how it works. See if it's going to give us a good result at the end of the day. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is to connect these points now that we found. You connect it to this cap height line here. Connect like this. You also connect like this. So you're forming something like a triangle. So after you found that, I'm going to fold again. So I told you I'm doing like the easiest method. So you fold. You know that point I just marked? Before you fold, this point you just mark, just find it on the other side of your paper. Or you can go ahead and cut your paper to this size. But I will be marking on the other side. So just put your hands like this and mark, okay? So I found the point. I will fold again. Then fold again, making sure my fold stops at that point now that I just marked. Okay, and fold all the way down like this. Okay, so we successfully found some lines that are very important. These lines, I need to have it here. Here is where I need it. So where that crease line passes on this triangular line, just mark it. Take note of it. Okay, then whatever that is left here, divide it into 2. have about 4, 1/4, divide into 2, find the points. And the same thing applies here, whatever that you have here, the same process. Divide it into 2. So at this point, you must have found 3 points. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'll do the same thing here. Okay. So we're trying to find the curve for the armhole. That's what we're trying to do here. So before we find the curve on this sleeve, let's just finish up this down part. So this is what you're going to do. You're measuring from here to here. From this bicep line, I told you that this is your bicep. Okay. From this bicep line to your sleeve length, you will measure. So whatever you have there, you will divide it into 2. I have about 16, 1/8. I'll just fold my tape to make it easy. Divide it into 2, and you also create a line. This becomes your elbow line. Yes, you can see we literally are not using any measurement here. Okay. So once you found that, we need to connect this down here. This is your elbow line. This particular line is your wrist. Your wrist. But now, how do you take measurement of your wrist? You can go ahead and measure your round wrist around like this, but make sure you give it the ease it requires, because if you're using a fabric that doesn't stretch, it cannot pass if you use the measurement that goes around your wrist exactly. If I use this exact measurement and make an outfit with a fabric that doesn't stretch, I cannot be able to put it on. So what do? Take it down here, okay? Or you can open up your hand like this and take the measurement. But this way can still work. If you want it to be fitted, this way will work. So just keeping your thumb inside and you measure. So this gives you a bit of fit around the wrist, okay? So for me, I would say 10 inches, right? Now, according to Helen Armstrong, she says, whatever you have from here to here, okay? Here now I have 6.5. Take out 2 inches from it. So whatever I have from here to here, which is 6.5 for me, I'll take out 2 inches from it. So if I take out 2 inches from 6.5, I have 4.5. That's what she says is okay for the wrist. So let's try that out and see how it goes. 4.5 actually means it is 9. Let's see where 9 is for me, if that's gonna work. Okay, if I struggle with the fabric, probably will work. So I will be taking out 1.5 instead of 2 inches. So it depends on the fabric you're using, okay? So let's just do the normal one we marked, which was 10 inches. Okay. I actually said I'll be using exactly what she said in the text. This is just, I think this is like the only thing I've changed so far. So let's work with this. Okay. So once I'm done getting that, I will connect my line. So you connect from the bicep down to the wrist. So you can see the shape of our sleeve is coming up gradually. Let's leave this and go back to this point. Now for this upper part, there are some figures you need to apply. Okay. We have how many points? 1, 2, 3 on each side. 1, 2, 3 on each side. Now, I'm going to call this part the back. The back of my sleeve. Yes, your sleeve has front and back. You knew it, but you knew it unconsciously. So, and this will be my front. This is my back. This is my front. Now, for the back area, there are some figures you'll be using. The figures are different from each other. The figures you're applying for the back is different from the figures you're applying to the front. But as you work, gradually master the pattern, you will know how to adjust it and how to go about it. So for me now, I will work with exactly what's in the textbook. So for this first point, I'll call this 1, 2, 3. Okay. And for the front, I'll call here F1, F2, F3. So let's add B to this: B1, B2, B3. So I'll call this B1, B2, B3. So F1, F2, F3.